Hi, Scorpio. So, November. How's your November going so far? Um, it's been kind of a big month already with transformation, and I mean, you guys are like really good at that. So, I'm kind of wondering how everybody is handling this Jupiter into Scorpio, the beginning energies of it. I feel like things are kind of heavy, but you're used to that. You guys work hard. There are some planetary things happening this month, not very, or at the end of the month, not very many. Um, there's a new moon in your sign on the 18th, and this is kind of like your yearly, once a year, like resetting of life, going into a new phase of life, starting to set up things that you really want to look at in the next year and kind of like thrive in. Could be a new relationship, could be, wanting to go for a promotion at work or even getting a new job. Could be like setting new goals for yourself, physically. Sun in Sagittarius is the 21st. That's your second house of earned income. This could really kind of like make you popular at work. There could be a project that you've been working on, and people are like actually listening to what you're doing. You could easily promote yourself if you have your own company, or you could easily promote yourself at work. Get a new job, get a promotion. It's going to be really big time for the second half of November for you to kind of like put yourself out there. The 22nd, Neptune is going direct in Pisces. This is your fifth house. Fifth? Oh my God. I can't talk already. Fifth house of relationships and children. When Neptune is direct, secrets tend to come out. I mean, when it's retrograde, which it has been for the last 6 months, secrets seem to come out. People just kind of say what's on their mind. The good side of this is you actually get to see people's true colors and how they really feel about things, because it's almost like they can't hold it back. A lot of word vomiting. I love those two words. Or you could have been a blabbermouth. You could have been letting out all of your secrets, divulging information like crazy. But at least you were putting yourself out there, right? So when Neptune goes direct, things start to get a little happier, but sometimes it's in a facade kind of way. Like, you don't want to put on the act for the next 6 months while Neptune is direct in Pisces that everything is fine, everything is good, more idealistic than it should be. You could kind of like lose yourself in any kind of emotional high that happens. It could be a very surface level idealistic phase for you. So just watch out for that. But on the other side, I mean, really, you could have your relationships could go stronger, because you're not saying all the things that you want to say constantly. You're going to hold some of that in and maybe be a little calmer about it if you need to have a conversation with somebody you care about. So, what do we got going on here? Ooh. Man, you guys are like fire. I think that your first half of November was really good. Okay, there's only one bad card that came out. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Really wanting to find stability, really wanting to have that very grounded, stable life. And it could possibly do with either a Gemini or a relationship that you either have now, somebody coming in. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. The Lover's card and the Ten of Pentacles together really tells me that there might be some really good stability coming your way. And I think that Scorpios really haven't been very stable. Like, there's been a lot of ups and downs, roller coaster rides lately. So then we have Justice. So again, so there could be a Libra also. We have the Gemini and the Libra card. But this, Justice is really all about balance. Libra is all about balance and harmony. And you could be dealing with legal paperwork that could kind of be draining your funds. And so you really want to build that stability back up. And then we have the King of Wands. So there's this fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or it's just somebody that kind of embodies those qualities. Very independent, very strong, says what he means, really is kind of like a go-getter. You guys could be embodying this, which would be super cool if you were embodying fire sign, because I think a lot of the times, like, you guys can get angry, but a lot of the times you hold it in until, you know, it's word vomited. And yeah, and this tells, I mean, there's a lot of fire here so far. The 5 of Wands is like, maybe there have been some petty arguments, the Page of Wands. So I feel like you're really going to be listening intently. If you're talking, it's going to be in a way where you're really going to choose your words wisely. And you're going to be listening and watching like every little detail that's going on. It's almost in a very Ten of Pentacles way. I'm going to grow this. Like, maybe if there is a new love coming in, a new, you know, something that you're really excited about, you're really going to be like watching all the details about the person. Because you guys have kind of been on such a roller coaster, and you want this balance and you want this stability, and you don't want to argue. You don't want to have petty arguments. And the 5 of Wands, like, sometimes it's more of like a sarcastic banter thing, which can be good unless it gets taken too far and then somebody gets their feelings hurt. Yowza. You guys are like all sorts of. The 3 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. Okay. You guys are, you want a new beginning, you know? And it could be that you find this new beginning in when you're out, hanging out socially. The 3 of Cups is like just, you know, being happy and being with people that you care about and being with people that you love, and maybe you meet a new person there. If you're already like with somebody, I feel like that you guys are really like, this whole petty fighting thing is probably going to subside, because it seems like you're really like, with the 3 of Wands, you're waiting for your ships to come in. You're waiting for those opportunities that you've been wanting for so long. And I think that you're going to come out of your hiding places, you know, and it could be with a fire sign. And it doesn't have to be a male. We've been through this. It can be a female too. General reading. But with the Page of Pentacles, you're really looking for a new beginning. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's, I always hear, just give me something. Just give me something tangible that I can hold on to. And you could be saying that out loud to the universe. Like, why can't I just find something that's good for me? Like, just to give me something. It could be that you get new work opportunities by socializing. Like, you could be waiting for, like I said, like a project. But, you know, the popularity aspects of the Sun in Sagittarius for you guys looks like it really could be shining on you right now. Yeah. The 2 of Wands, actively making that choice. And the cool thing is this guy is holding the world. And it's like he has every opportunity there in his hand to go out and get whatever he wants. And I think that you guys are going to do it. I think that you're done fighting. You're done, like, working so hard for things that you feel like you rightly deserve. Love, balance, stability, passion, new beginnings. I mean, it makes sense, because it's been tough. And even though you guys are really good about change, you're very spontaneous. You're really good about taking all of the things that you know are actually transforming you in your life and making them better. Sometimes it's really hard to get to that place, but it's like, you know, as you're learning the lesson, even though it's in a really shitty way, you still know you're learning the lesson. And it's almost like you predict it before it even comes. But I think that because you've learned a lot of lessons in the last couple of years, and that's why you're like actively listening, you know, you're looking at all the details. You're really, you know, I mean, it's like you're really trying to find that place in your life where you can stay a little bit more grounded, like an earth sign. Not, I mean, come on, Scorpios don't want to be earth signs. Their opposite sign is Taurus, and they can't stand how Taurus just stands still. I mean, it's like no movement, and that drives them crazy because they love to be spontaneous. You guys like to move. Well, I mean, their fire sign is really great for a Scorpio. And if you have fire in your chart, you're even more active. And the fire sign could be like, you know, rising, moon, sun, of anybody. So I'm curious what this new beginning is. Is it in love? Is it in a new job? Is it a really brilliant idea? The Ace of Swords. This is like communication, you know. This is like the universe kind of handing you something and saying, and it doesn't have to be huge. It could just be like communication from somebody that you haven't heard from for a long time. You could be reaching out to a family member. Again, like social people, you know, you could be reaching out to a friend you haven't seen in a long time, and the universe, it's like you get an idea, or the friend just kind of shows up, and it turns out to be really great. And then you start cutting out all the bullshit of all the past stuff, and you start moving forward, you know. I think that you're going to be a little leery with the Page of Wands, listening intently, making sure that you're not going to get burned. You guys were like on it today. You were talking. King of Pentacles, Earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. If you guys are embodying the King of Wands and being very passionate and very straightforward and very what you want and very going, which kind of seems like you are because there are a lot of wand action things going on here. This could be the person coming in, or this could be the person you're with now. Because, you know, I mean, there aren't a lot of cups here, but this card kind of keeps on popping out at me. I mean, the Lover's card, it is the Gemini card, but there's the only air thing here is the Ace of Swords. So I'm really feeling like we need to look at this as like there's a relationship that either you are, you know, paying a little bit more attention to, trying to find that balance, trying to find that stability. But with the King of Pentacles coming out right after the Ace of Swords, this could be the person that just like shows up out of the blue. You start talking to. Might be a little leery. Might be like, I don't know if this person is too stable for me. Because that's total. I mean, come on, let's get real. Sometimes people are like way too grounded for you. Like, you got to get up and move. Sometimes. But there are earth signs. Virgos and Capricorns are a little bit more, I mean, Capricorns are like self-starters. They just go. They do. They're cardinal. Virgos are mutable. Virgos can't sit still for very often. They've always got to be working. They've always got to be going. They're always got to be taking care of somebody. Spontaneity isn't like their first thing on the list, but it kind of depends on what else they have in their chart, or, you know, maybe just the person they are. Maybe they do like to move everywhere. Well, the Devil. Chained to the institution. Maybe you have been manipulated in the past. Maybe you feel like you've kind of been in hell. Could be obsessions. And then we have the Four of Cups. So if a relationship does come in, are you going to do the Page of Wands thing and actively listen and just kind of be apathetic about it? And like, I'm not really sure about this. I've been burned in the past. I'm not really sure. I kind of feel like you guys are being a little timid. If that's, you know, I mean, there's a lot of heavy stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. You could really be focusing on work and just not want to focus on relationships. But I mean, if there are like obsessions or, I don't know, addictions going on there, then yeah, maybe look at it a little deeper. But I feel like this is the place where you have been. Either you were with a Capricorn, either this earth sign is a Capricorn coming in, Or you've just kind of felt like you were chained to something, or you may still feel like you are chained to something and you want a new beginning. You're looking for something different. And if you're in a relationship with a Capricorn, it's like you want to move the relationship forward. You want to take it to the next level. You want to take it from the Two of Cups to the Lover's card. Either way. But I mean, I understand like nitpicking a situation is really the first thing I wanted to say. Looking at all the details. I mean, you guys are extremely analytical. Sometimes you can be up in your heads just as much as a Virgo can. So that would be an interesting match. You guys are both, man, come on, Scorpio. Don't be apathetic. If somebody's not accepting love from you or an invitation from you, that's one thing. But you're at the end of a cycle. We got the World. You're at the end of a cycle. You could be traveling with this Three of Wands and the Two of Wands. But this is like speaks of a new beginning. It's a new start. And it's a major arcana. So it's basically your destiny. And it's time for you guys to have a new start. This is a transformation time for you. Jupiter is exploding your gifts of transformation, rebirth. Be that like super, sexual pheromones kind of person you are, because Jupiter is giving you the gift to be like that. And because Saturn has been in your second house of finances, Saturn kind of slows everything down. When it pops into Capricorn, things are going to open up. You're going to be feeling a lot better about that stability. That's not until December. So right now, if you're going to start something, start it off slow. If you're going to, because this is a relationship reading. I don't care. They're like Two Cups cards, but that Lover's card is like popping out. It keeps catching my eye. And with this new beginning, I think you guys are really focused on moving forward. You want something new. You want something fresh. In a very out of the blue kind of way. You don't want the same old bullshit that you've been going through. Totally understand. Whoa, I get it. I get it. Queen of Wands. Looks like we have we have the Star. Queen of Wands. She came out with the Star. The Star is the Aquarius card, but the Queen of Wands can be kind of chaotic. She's really straightforward. She's very independent. Sometimes people say she's like divorced or widowed, but she takes care of everything. Like she goes and makes sure that everything is taken care of. She is nurturing, but sometimes she's going so fast that she like forgets to stop and be nurturing. But she still has a lot of emotions and feelings. Ooh. Okay. All right, Scorpio. Let's go through these outcomes here. See what's on the bottom of the deck. Seven of Pentacles. You definitely want to start growing your money at the end of the month. You're going to be feeling that push to do that, and that's really fantastic. You have a lot of planet aspects, energies that you can work with to do that. That's great. So we have the Eight of Swords. Being comfortably stuck in your own head. Not being able to take the blindfold off. Not being able to get out of that denial stage that you don't have to be here. Because she can walk out of this at any time. She can take those binds off. It's not tight. The Hanged Man. Seeing things from a different perspective. Putting yourself upside down to look at things differently. He's very enlightened. He has a halo around his head. Looking at things in a different way. Which could very well be the way you should be looking at this if this is a relationship thing. Or if it's a work thing and things aren't really going your way and you want to build your pentacles, look at it in a different way. What can I do? What can I ask for it? If you're nitpicking a relationship situation, you know, maybe look at it differently. Maybe you don't have to be so harsh on yourself or harsh on the other person, because whatever's happened in your past doesn't mean that person's going to be the same way, right? Because sometimes we do. We bring up traumas from the past and we try to pull them into new relationships. But you've been manifesting this. The Magician is saying, I mean, it can go one of two ways. The Magician has everything that he can build something on. But he can also be manipulative. And that could very well have been the case with the Five of Swords. Have you guys been manipulated in some way? Or are you manipulating yourself or somebody else? Because the Five of Swords to me is not really deception. It could be, but a lot of times I see it as running away with your thoughts, especially since we have the Eight of Swords here. You could really like be using that analytical mind, using your ego over and over and over again, instead of using your intuition, which is down in your gut. Like, get out. I mean, I tell Virgos all the time, get out of your fucking head. There's no reason to analyze a situation to death. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. And that's my rational Libra talking. But even still, you can't nitpick every situation and then expect to be able to have it as a good outcome, because maybe that takes too long. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Ten of Wands. It's been hard. You guys have been trudging up this hill for a long time, carrying that heavy weight, and you're done. 10 is completion. You are done. You want to get to this 10 completion of the Pentacles. You want to have that stability. Doesn't mean that you're rich, but it means that you're comfortable and you're not comfortably stuck, blindfolded and in denial. Right? I think that the second half of November, there are a lot of things that are going to be coming to you that it's going to make stuff very clear. Very clear. And if you are embodying this King of Pentacles, that would really surprise me. I would say you're more of the King of Wands, because you guys are doers, even in your analytical. But if the King of Pentacles is something that you're coming in and you are looking for stability, that's kind of a perfect sign to be looking at. Or a person like this. The Queen of Wands, and again, don't get caught up in the gender. I know they're two kings, but to me, that's kind of like looking at, even if it's a male and female, it's like you really think highly of the person and you think they're very stable and you think they're very like self-sufficient. And the Queen of Wands, I mean, if that's the person that you're looking at, as long as she isn't so chaotic that she ruins your stability. But there's a lot of fire here. So to me, there's some kind of fire movement that either you're walking away from, that you've been fighting. I mean, we do have the Five of Wands and the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands. You know, there could be that fighting there. Or you could be fighting with the Earth sign. I don't know. But you're done working so damn hard. So let's go for that new beginning. Let's not nitpick shit so much. Yes, listen intently. Make sure that things are going the right way. But if you stay stuck in your head for too long, you might miss this new beginning. You might miss this world. You might miss that. You know? Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Okay. So, I think we kind of talked about what was going on. There are November and I'm actually going to roll it into December as well. Specials for readings. All of the recorded readings have discounts. I am doing gift certificates for birthdays, holidays, whatever. If you want to get a gift certificate for somebody else or for yourself that you can use for later. If you're not ready to have a reading, please consider donating to the channel. I am doing this full time, so that would be really awesome. And I am going to start traveling to do in-person readings. My first one will be in a small town, Woodbine, Iowa, the first weekend in December. But after that, like after the first of the year, I'll be going up the East Coast, starting in Florida. So let me know if you want me to come stop by. And I would love to come hang out with you and some of your friends and do some readings and We'll work out all the details, so make sure you give me an email, drop a line, and have a really great end of November, those in the United States. Happy Thanksgiving. And for whoever's birthdays that are still going on, happy birthday. I will talk to you later. Bye.